Well, hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to a new episode of Creative Soul Sunday. Come on into the room. Come on in, 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 come on in. I'm always so excited to connect with you. You know why? Because you're such a vibe. Oh my God, you are such a vibe. That's why I keep coming back to connect with you week in, week out. Thank you for being here. I always get surprised by how hyped I get as soon as I press record because I know I'm gonna do it, but then the fact that now we're really connecting, I feel like the energy like locks in and I feel like I can feel you. So thank you for showing up for another Sunday where you're gonna be taking care of yourself. This is where your creativity meets your soul care and your self-care and your wellness. Because I really want the best for you. I want you to manifest better. I want you to vibrate higher so that the situations, circumstances, things that are coming into your life are just of a more elevated nature. I just want you to find joy and ways that you can get there to heal, to grow, to expand because you so deserve it and you're so worth it. Yeah? So, once you're in the room, have you gotten your yummy beverage of your choice to stay hydrated? Do that. Get you into a cozy little corner where you're not going to be disturbed for the next little bit. Get you your journal because you know how we do it over here. We journal, we introspect, we ask questions with journal prompts. And we're doing these exercises as I'm talking. You actually take this time out to take care of yourself. That's why we do the long form content. Really, it's just so I give you some time to actually, as you're listening, to actually do the self care. Don't you think it's genius? I'm biased, but I think it is. So, what are we talking about today? Today, we are talking about how motivation fades and discipline is where it's at. Discipline is the thing that you need if you really want to be consistent in your life. So, your creative consistency really depends more so on discipline than it does on motivation. All right, let's get into it. Motivation is like it's like a mood, right? Discipline is a decision. So, has this ever happened to you in the past where you went somewhere, you heard a speech or a talk, or you were hanging out with people who are just so inspiring, they're go-getters, and you came back feeling motivated? So motivated that you sat down and you said, you know what? This is exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe you wrote it down and said, this is my goal. This is what I'm going to go for. And you've been going at it. Only to find that maybe a few days in, or a few weeks in, or a few months in, that fuel that you once had in the beginning, it's just kind of fading. Now you're not as motivated. And now you had said you would be doing this thing 3 times a week or 5 times a week. That happens. You know why? Because life comes at you. Life can be challenging, no lie, right? We were talking with my cousin the other day and we're like, you know what? Life is hard. It's true what they say, just choose your hard, right? Because no matter what you're choosing, life is just gonna life, right? You have to learn something, you have to let go of something, you have to figure something out. Just choose your heart. So I do get that. So inspiration can then run out. And that's why we need it over and over and over and over again. You can never be like over inspired. So what are you going to do then? Because you can't just rely only on motivation. It's fleeting, right? You need discipline. Discipline is you showing up no matter what. Discipline says, I don't care about the circumstances. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up whether I'm inspired or not. I'm going to show up whether I'm feeling motivated or not. I'm going to show up whether I feel like it or not. I'm going to show up. When you have that attitude, things change. It changes everything. It changes everything. I haven't heard, whether you know them personally or not, people who are really achieving great things in their lives who don't have some sort of discipline, that they show up no matter what to do what they said they were going to do. Some days you feel like it, sometimes you don't. Who cares? You show up anyway. And you know what's funny that I realize, especially you see this with like working out. We can use working out as an example, right? when you're disciplined. It's not every day that you get up in the morning and you feel like, hitting the treadmill or going out to the gym, whatever is your way of working out, right? Sometimes you really just don't feel like it. But discipline just gets you up, you go, and when you are there, surprise, surprise, now you're motivated. Right? So it's almost like the motivation comes as you are disciplined, which is very, very interesting. And that's a point that we have. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But you really do need to have discipline if you really want to go the distance. So your first journal prompt is really about that. Take a look at your life, the things that you say you want to accomplish, what creative works or projects or whatever you're working on, where you really need more discipline, right? So we're taking a little inventory, right? Just checking, no judgment, remember. This is where you put your compassion cap on so that you're not judging. You can't grow if you're berating yourself at the same time. It doesn't work like that. So set that aside. Okay, I haven't been as disciplined as I would like, and that's okay. It's a new day, and here I am wanting to be more disciplined. So check the areas where discipline has been lacking and just note it and jot it down. And hey, if you've been very disciplined, you also pat yourself on the back. You're like, okay, I'm disciplined, and we love it. All right? Inspiration meets you in motion. So most times, especially for creative people, because creatives are they're so inspired when they create, right? And because like creatives are vessels and this energy flows and they feel like they're channeling it from someplace else, it's not even them. When that happens, the energy is so high, the inspiration is next level, and what comes out of that is incredible, right? But does that happen all the time? It doesn't happen all the time. And sometimes it's so difficult to recreate it because that inspiration hits you out of nowhere or somewhere, but you don't know where it hit you from, right? But now you're in the zone, you're in flow. Hey, things are popping, right? But ask as many creatives as you know, especially those who are really great at what they do. They will tell you that they're not sitting around waiting for inspiration all the time. Inspiration meets them when they are in motion. So when you get up, and say, I'm going to show up no matter what. This is what I've set out to do, and I'm going to do it. Guess what happens? Inspiration shows up for you. And then now you're in creative flow. And the more disciplined you are, the more inspired you get. Ever wondered why busy people get busier? Like they already have so much to do, and then people look for them so that they can do more things. Why? Because they're active, they're in motion, things are happening. So where there is that momentum and that motion, more energy goes there. And I was thinking about that, like, why is it that inspiration shows up when you're in motion? It's because that's where your attention is, right? Now you're in motion, your energy is saying, I have gotten up and I'm going to show up for this thing no matter what. Inspiration is always looking for somewhere to go, but most times it doesn't go anywhere because we are not in motion. We're not meeting it as we are moving. Really remember what we talk about all the time. We are energy, and energy, it goes where your attention is. So if your attention is on a particular thing, that is literally you saying to the universe, where my focus is, that's what I want. That's why more energy goes that way. When you focus on the problem gets bigger because you're focused on that. And so the universe is like, yeah, that's what they want. I'm going to send more of that. When you focus on the solutions come because that's the energy you're on. So when you're disciplined and you're showing up with the energy of, I want to be consistent in what I'm creating, in what I'm doing, and I'm not going to wait for inspiration. I'm going to allow inspiration to meet me in motion. That's what will happen. You show up, and then inspiration shows up too, and then creativity flows. It is amazing. Have you ever read this book? Oh my God, I'll put it in the link below. I want to say it's by Stephen. Pressfield. I hope I'm saying his name right. And he wrote a book called The Work of Art. And it is amazing because it talks about being disciplined and showing up as a writer every single morning at a particular time to his desk, whether he has an idea or he doesn't, whether he knows what to write or he doesn't. And somehow that consistency of continuously showing up and being disciplined, so many books were birthed out of that. So it's almost like discipline is sort of like the tone or the stage that you set for you to be able to really work with your creativity. I'm finding more and more that the more disciplined I am in my creative work, the more creative I am. It's amazing. And so I really do want to encourage you to adopt discipline into your life if you really want to see things through. And as we are doing this, don't just say, I want to be disciplined. Define the discipline. What does that actually look like for you? Is discipline 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 hours? I don't know, from 7 to 9 p.m. each evening? Is that the discipline you're talking about? Is that the timeline that you're working with? Is it daily, in the morning, half an hour before you leave the house? What is it? What is it? What does it look like? Right? So actually define it. Is it daily? Is it weekly? What is it? Right? Name it, name it, name it, name it, name it. Define it. And then get started on it as soon as today. Don't wait for the stars to be aligned. I don't know that the stars are always going to be aligned, but I know that when you show up consistently, you will be in alignment and the universe meets you right there. And then it just seems like, oh my God, the stars are always aligned for you. That's because you are responding and showing up and saying, I'm taking care of this thing that I said I will do, and I'm continuously going to show up. Yeah. Discipline gets a bad rap for being rigid, but it really isn't rigid, I find. I find that discipline is devotion. Discipline is saying, I am aware that this is where my gifts, my skills, my talents, my all of this are, and I am going to honor them by working on them, by showing up for them. So it's a response from you, right? Because the dream, the goal, it's like we talked about before, it doesn't need to be chased. It's reminding you every single day that it exists. And then when you then are disciplined to work on it, this is now your devotion, your commitment to purpose, your commitment to service, your commitment to what you're doing, to yourself, to your life, to what you want to create. That's your commitment. That's the discipline. And when you do that and you work on what you have to work on continuously, then something beautiful happens. You signal to the universe that you are really vested in what you're doing, and then the next steps, they show up. Sometimes things are not really moving because we are not in action. We're not in motion. We're thinking about it, but we're not really working on it. No matter how small the action you need to take it. Be disciplined about it. You know why? Because you start to move energy. You are not going to get step 2 before you start on step 1. Life just doesn't work that way, because life is not going to give you more, right? The universe is not going to keep giving you something when it can see that there's still something on the plate, right? So once you get in motion, there's this flow that happens, and the next steps will be shown to you. You don't have to know every single little thing and how it's going to happen. In fact, the how is not your job. The how is the job of the universe. I know we like to plan, and I'm not saying don't make plans, but really, 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 when you really understand how energy works, the how is not something that you should be too concerned about. Try this and let me know how it works out for you. Come in the comments, tell me what you're going to be working on and what your discipline is looking like, right? Is it at 3 times a week, at this time? Whatever it is, you structure it the way that you need to. You know yourself best, but share with us and then follow through and come back here and tell me how that is looking. Is that all right? That's the episode. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking care of you. I trust that you're going to be more disciplined with your creativity, and I can't wait to hear how things turn out for you now that you are stepping up your game. Yeah? Love you. Take care of you. I'll see you next week with a new episode of Creative Soul Sunday.